Welcome back, everybody. So Pride Month, it's an important time to celebrate the LGBTQ plus community, but it's also a time to shed light on the challenges that the community, specifically the youth, face. According to local mental health organization ThriveWorks, searches for its LGBTQ plus therapy services have actually increased by 21.5% in the beginning of this year. However, according to the Trevor Project, half of LGBTQ plus youth who wanted mental health care, they weren't able to get it. Well, we're joined by a local therapist from ThriveWorks to shed some light on this. So introduce yourself. Thanks for waking up with us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So my name is Alejandra Galindo. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist with ThriveWorks. Been there for about 5 years. But yes, when I saw this topic, it was devastating because I have so many family and friends and just clients that I work with that are part of the LGBTQ plus community, and services are in such high demand. I mean, we're barely even getting able to get them booked here and there too.
Oh my goodness. So first of all, tell everybody a little bit about ThriveWorks and what services you provide, because maybe someone's watching and they're thinking, well, this is what I need.
Absolutely. So ThriveWorks is a platform where we provide mental health services and psychiatric services from everyone ages 6 all the way up to like 70s, 80s, even older if necessary. And we provide both in-services, in-person, and online platforms as well for people.
So when you're seeing these patients that are the youth, that LGBTQ plus youth, because I can't believe the number that the searches just since the beginning of this year, what are you seeing, the challenges that they're facing?
So a lot of the challenges we are seeing is, first with the youth, especially bullying within school, lack of support from family members, just that fear of being able to come out, and higher suicide rates or self-harm rates and intentionalities as well.
So why are they not able to get the help?
A big blocker for youth, the main one is not feeling like they can come out and talk to their parents about needing services, right? Youth typically need parents' permission to get services, so they don't often feel comfortable just coming out and asking for that directly. They are afraid of not being taken seriously. They are afraid of someone potentially calling the police on them if they have any concerns or express anything. So it's a lot of fear-based factors for youth.
So if they're not out to their parents, they can't come see you?
They can, absolutely. You can tell your parents, hey, I'm struggling with anxiety, or I'm really nervous about things. And working with clients and youth, I kind of help them learn how to come out to their parents if they feel comfortable in doing so, or just kind of do a dual process of, we'll talk about LGBTQ plus and what that means to you, and then also managing the anxiety symptoms.
Okay, that's great. What are some other coping mechanisms, I should say, and some other resources for the youth out there?
Absolutely. So some other coping mechanisms, talking to friends or finding local communities or groups or people at school that you can trust are really helpful. Usually I encourage my clients to find one trusted adult at minimum if it's not a parent. Sometimes that could be a teacher, sometimes that could be a family friend even. We kind of talk about ways to talk to people about that or approach it to see if it's a safe person. But other community areas in the neighborhood like the Montrose Center or Hatch Place would also be good resources. They provide spaces for youth to get together and just kind of socialize and mingle too.
What if, as a parent, we notice our child or another child in our life may be struggling? What should we be doing?
So as parents, the biggest thing we can do is create a safe space for our child to try to communicate with things that are coming to mind, that are bothering them, that are concerned. So that could look like making sure that you are creating kind of this space where you can invite your child for conversations, or being mindful of if politics are being discussed at home too, how you're talking about it or when you're talking about it, because kids and little ears, they hear everything through doors.
They do. I have a 2.5-year-old and she's a parrot. So how young are you seeing children coming about this topic?
Yeah, so even 6- and 7-year-olds that I've worked with have kind of discussed not being able to express themselves, like even just in the way they dress. I have little girls that are saying, well, I don't want to wear dresses. Mom doesn't understand that I want to wear maybe more like jumpsuits or like jumpers or just jeans and just kind of play out the mud. And so there's a lot of direction to specific gender role for youth that they feel pressured in. So even something like that as a parent would be helpful, and just, hey, what do you want to wear today?
I think just starting with this this conversation. It's a starting point, and just having a conversation and resources. So where can everybody go for more?
So for more, you can go to thriveworks.com and kind of look at resources that we have online as well. We also have an Instagram page that you can follow that kind of teaches kids how to like talk to parents here and there, or like little tips and tools for parents as well. So different platforms, but as I said too, the Montrose Center and Hatch Place also are good resources.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Maggie.